Good morning, everybody. My name is Brian Bernisconi, and I am here with the mayor of Los Gatos, Rob Moore. Good morning, Mayor Rob.
Good morning.
And we are at Podcat's studio, which is in downtown Los Gatos. And we want to say to everybody that if you have a need for a recording studio for a podcast or a business or a community organization, give us a call, get in touch with us. We would love to talk to you and see if you are, if we can be of assistance or support. And today we are talking about the May 2026 Rob Moore newsletter extravaganza.
That's right.
As you produce every month, which we all appreciate. I first wanted to congratulate you on a successful State of the Town address.
Thank you.
Last weekend.
Yeah.
At Spring into Green, which was in Town Park Plaza, which I think was a big success.
It was a big success, and it rained a little, but there was still a great turnout. There were more people than I thought would have turned out in beautiful weather. So it was, we had the farmers market extended for an extra hour, and face painting, music. It was a ton of fun
It was a ton of fun.
Families and everybody, and got to deliver a State of the Town address, which was a really cool and unique opportunity. Interestingly, most towns and cities do an annual State of the City address. San Jose does one, Saratoga, Campbell, everybody. And Los Gatos historically hasn't. I only know one mayor that's ever done a State of the Town. Oh. And it was a little bit more informal. And so I was really, that was one of the things I really wanted to make sure I did, was provide that update to the community about what's going on in Los Gatos. And so it was a good time.
The people who were there and who were listening to your speech seemed engaged and appreciative. So I think that was a success.
Great. That's the hope.
Quickly, we just want to say an early happy Mother's Day to everybody, right? In May, on what date? I'm not 100% sure.
I believe it's the 11th. Yeah, May 11th or 12th. It's the Sunday, and it'll be the Sunday, not the weekend of when this comes out, but the following weekend.
Okay, great.
So make sure you get your mom a very nice Mother's Day gift, and shop local to get it. Okay, the 10th.
Yeah,
there you go.
The 10th.
Okay,
and shop local.
And shop local for your Mother's Day,
please. There's a lot of great shops here. A lot of energy goes into making a great town for everybody, and so don't skip out on going to a brick and mortar shop here in Los Gatos.
Absolutely.
Okay, next. May Day. I'm sorry, Memorial Day.
Memorial Day is also at the end of the month, and there's an event coming up that I'll share when we get into that.
Okay. So we're going to get started here, and I'm just going to go through the newsletter. Of course, you can subscribe to Rob's newsletter if you go to Rob.
It's in the show notes, and it's also on my website, Rob for Los Gatos.
Rob for Los Gatos. So if you want to get this delivered into your email inbox, you can contact Rob, and he'll sign you up to get it sent out to you directly every month.
Correct.
And it's a huge, valuable resource. Before the thing started, I had taken some of the information out of the newsletter already and moved it into action and put some things on my calendar.
That's the hope. That's the goal.
So if you want to be involved and you want to be knowing what's going on around town, this is a great resource. The Youth Town Hall is the first one here. We talked a little bit Spring into Green. We're already good on that.
Yeah. And the last thing before we jump into the business of the newsletter is my Youth Town Hall that's coming up. And I'm really excited about this. This is happening on May 16th at West Valley College. And it's for 8th graders through community college students. So students, sort of ages 13 to 20 is what we're going for. And it's going to be a ton of fun. We're bringing together lots of students to engage in community, connection, and conversation is sort of what how we're thinking about it. Starts with a panel discussion, goes into breakout topics on things like finance, government, climate and social justice, different topics that students are interested in learning more about, and wraps with a sort of resource fair where students can connect with volunteer opportunities, internships, all things like that. And this is something I just really wanted to do for students in Los Gatos to provide them, as many opportunities as I could.
For young people who want to get involved, maybe want to get involved in leadership or volunteering or entrepreneurship or any kind of community organization.
Correct. And by no means limited to government. Yeah.
Right. I think it sounds like a great thing. And the date on that again?
May 16th, West Valley College. And it starts, doors are at 10:30. Event starts at 11. Event event goes until 1 and resource fair is until 2.
If you're watching and you have any questions at all, get in touch with Mayor Rob or get the newsletter or look in the show notes. This opportunity sounds great for your kids.
Absolutely.
Super. I mean, good for you for putting it together. Town council highlights. Do you want me to?
We'll jump right into it. Yeah.
Well, we've talked about a few of these already, right? So I don't want to get too involved.
So we'll go through
feasibility study, which we talked about last month.
Yes. So one of the things on the agenda. So we talked about it last time because it's coming up, and now we've actually voted on it. And the long story short is that we voted to join a regional effort on homelessness.
Oh, okay. So that's been decided officially.
Yeah. Excellent. So we are now going to be part of a working group with Campbell, Saratoga, and Cupertino hasn't signed on yet, I think.
Oh, okay. Montessorino,
and Montessorino, I think, has. And so this is, again, to take a more regional approach to homelessness. And so we basically affirmed the findings of this study. There are a lot of things that we're doing well, a lot of things that we could be doing better. And so we're thinking about how to do more on homelessness. This also prompted conversation about the fact that Los Gatos has a lot of money sitting in an account from the opioid settlement that went out to cities around the country. And so we have about $150,000 that can be spent on behavioral health services that could be spent on homelessness. And so we're looking into ways to program that funding.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, good. Because again, as we've said in the past, these are our neighbors. They just live differently than us. Mm-hmm. And I think often they get dehumanized and demonized, and they do need help, and they're human beings. Mm-hmm. So great. And then we have, again, the fee update.
The fee update
on the alarm. The alarm.
Very long story short is that we waived the registration fee, lowered the annual update fee. And the other sort of interesting one that came out of this item is that we were going to be charging, I think, close to $10,000 to donate a bench to Los Gatos, which we used to charge like $1,000 or something. Oh, okay. And so we're trying to get cost recovery on this. And I think the council was like, a bench shouldn't cost $10,000.
That is a perfect example of how government pays for things. Right?
Yes, yeah. And so we shelved that, and staff is going to figure out how to make a bench not cost that $10,000.
That's great, right? Because then it just becomes an opportunity for the wealthy and elite.
Right. And I think very few people would do it anyway. I think you get very little buy-in on that, and so we want people to be donating to our Donate a Bench program. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. And for anybody who has a home alarm system, they should get it registered, right? Mm-hmm. And participate in that way.
Yeah.
Okay, development appeals. Now this is real estate development, and there are a couple things in here that the developers of the Ace Hardware development proposal and the Lux development proposal, which is adjacent to the North 40 Phase 2. Mm-hmm. So there's 2 projects here that we're getting updates on.
Yes, correct.
Okay, let's do the Ace Hardware. This is Ace Hardware over on Los Gatos Boulevard.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Can we parse them out that way? One than the other?
It's actually part of the same thing.
Okay, got it.
So, and the same lawyer actually represents both of these developments, and so they were sort of together. And so the issue here is that the town of Los Gatos several months ago brought forward a lawsuit to our local court here on this, what we called the 90-day issue that said there's a piece of state housing law that says developers get the 90-day review period to fix their plans after our town staff has told them there's issues here. They have what state law reads, quote, the 90-day review period to get them back in and get approved, right? Okay. And if they don't do that, what we call their vesting falls out, and they basically have to restart the process, and they won't get so many state law would not be so favorable to them if they fall out of their vesting. Okay. I know it's a little technical.
It is a little technical. But let's just summarize that again.
Yeah.
The town itself, the municipality has 90 days to review and reply to the developer. Is that what I'm understanding?
No, the town reviews the plans.
Yep.
Then the developer would have a 90-day review period to get the plans back in.
I see. Okay, so I got it backwards.
And the town, totally understandable. The town took the position that the 90-day review period means one 90-day review period. The developers took the side that the 90-day review period means infinite 90-day review period.
Every time they submit, they have a fresh 90 days.
They can just keep going.
Back.
Keep going.
Right.
And so we took that question to court, and the town lost.
Okay.
And so the 90-day review period, according to the courts, means infinite 90-day review periods. Now, we had the town, because of our interpretation of the 90-day review period, had deemed these applications incomplete, which again hurts them in their goals. The developers.
Yep.
And so the town council had to basically have a public hearing on their appeal of that incompleteness determination. And in that public hearing, basically say, we recognize the court ruled against us and we will continue processing these applications. And so that's what, and if we would have decided no, if we would have voted no, we are going to deny your appeal, we would need to appeal that court decision, which would cost the town more than $1 million. And so we did not have good odds on winning that. We had very, very low odds on winning that. And so that's what happened. And the other piece of this, to just help people understand where this leaves these developments, is we're going to wrap up these things that are going on in the courts. Once the legal proceedings have concluded, the town can then enter into some good faith negotiations with the developers on the actual design of the projects and the developments that we couldn't really do before that because we were in a lawsuit with them.
Got it. So you can't talk to them.
Right. Or neither of us really wanted to talk to the other side. So
what I'm hearing makes it sound a little bit like, for some reason, the developers want to have this 90-day reset over and over again because there's some advantage to them to be able to, but don't they want to get the projects built? I mean, and I don't want to get down into the weeds here, but what's the advantage?
I don't necessarily think so. I think in some cases, one of the things that I've come to realize is, if you look at the developments that are actually getting built in Los Gatos, most of them are 3-story townhomes. And part of the reason for that is when you build a 3-story townhome development, you can sell those townhomes very quickly, right? It's a very highly desirable, not very expensive to build. You can also sell them as they're being developed, right? So you don't have to build all 150 units of an apartment building.
A couple available, right.
The North 40 Phase 1 did this. They sold units as they came.
Yeah.
And so townhomes are getting built a lot in town, and in not just in Los Gatos, across the Bay Area. These much larger developments need to take out significantly more financing. They need to take out debt. The whole financing structure is much more complicated for a large development like that. And interest rates are really high right now compared to where they were 5 years ago. So it's proportionately very expensive to build a large building right now. And so this is somewhat speculative, but I do think, what's not speculative is that it is a lot more complicated to build a large multifamily development. And so I do think there's, not necessarily on these developments, I don't know what the situation, each of these developers is in.
Each one's unique.
But generally, I have seen some more foot dragging from people that are sort of trying to wait out the market a little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. All right. But there has been some progress made.
Yes.
We're putting some of the legal stuff behind us, and now there's going to be more progress possibly because dialogue is again resumed.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the thing I'll wrap on this one with is we are still months and likely years or a year away from any sort of actual public hearing on these developments. So we're not... These particular developments are not anywhere close to being approved or denied.
The second
by the
one
council.
you said across from the second phase of the North 40. What's the location?
Yeah, so it's a sort of funny spot that you wouldn't necessarily know is there. If you know the Starbucks near Highway 85.
Yep. Starbucks, Subway.
Yeah. If you're looking at the Starbucks and the Subway, it's on your left. So you would think that is there's a bunch of homes there.
Yeah.
Old homes. Yes.
Yeah.
You would think that would be part of the North 40 Phase 2, but those homes wouldn't sell to the North 40 Phase 2 for whatever reason. I don't know what went into all of that, but all those homes have sold to this other developer who I imagine probably gave them a better deal or something.
Sure.
So it's there is what you would think of as the second half of the North 40 actually has two developments on it. One is the North 40 Phase 2, which has been approved. The other is the Lux development, as the developer is calling it.
Got it.
Which is another, I think it's 4-ish acres. It's a big site.
Yeah, it's a big parcel.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay. Huh. Gosh, it's going to be a different town 20 years from now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. This is why people are all weirded out about it.
And I think these things will evolve and change. I don't think what is proposed now will,
No, but progress is going to be progress.
There will be change.
And
there will be change.
Continue to show up in California, and they want to be here because the economy's great and the weather's great, and we need to figure it out.
Too expensive to live here.
And it's just too expensive, and it's too hard. I mean, people are still, and there's multiple offers everywhere still, right? I mean, always. Okay. Fiscal condition assessment. The town of Los Gatos provided important feedback on ongoing fiscal condition assessment for the town. So I know there's a lot to be looked into here, but let's start there, and then there's more again, I think, later.
Yeah. The very short version of this is that the town has contracted some experts to help us better get our arms around our budget and our finances generally, but B, our finances over the long term, actually because of this pending development, to better understand how are the town's finances going to change over a 5 to 10 year time horizon, that we don't, during changes that are pretty unique in terms of our town's history, right? Yeah. We've never seen this much development in a single, sort of decade before. And so trying to better understand that, lots of really good discussion there. We're trying to figure out how to pay for some of our large infrastructure projects and just make sure. One of the big things on the budget that we're trying to do moving forward that we haven't done in the past is, and I think I talked about this last time, is set aside money every year for things that are coming up in 10 years, right? And so the budget shocks are not so great. And so we are, I think we're making really good progress. I think town is in a much better financial situation than it was 2 years ago.
And I know there's more about the budget later, so we can get into it maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
You got recognitions in here.
Really quick. Yeah. I for Earth Month and Arbor Day, I wanted to do 2 environmental recognitions. And so our business of the month was actually the spot right in front of where we're sitting, Ethos Los Gatos.
Santa Cruz.
Yes, that's right. And Ethos is a sustainability focused store where I've gotten my unpaper towels there, which are cloth paper towels, but you throw them in the washing machine and reuse them. I love them. Unpaper towels should sponsor me. I'm always talking about unpaper towels.
We use a bar dish soap now. We use bar shampoo. shampoo.
Yeah.
We've gotten.
I refill my my conditioner there and get all kinds of. It's a great. I really like Ethos. It's a really good
store.
spot. Yeah.
Again, it's at 59 North Santa Cruz, and the owner is amazing.
Yes,
and
Meredith, and I always the thing I said in my recognition was they help us live our values, which I think is very true. And then the resident of the month was a woman named Christy Boscovich, and she helped transform the St. Mary's Fair into a low waste, zero waste event last year, which is really, really cool. So, big fairs, the St. Mary's Country Fair happens every year, lots of single-use plastic, lots of, whatever. No, I believe there was no plastic there this past year, or at least very minimal plastic, and helped everyone, people brought their water bottles, and she had all these refillery stations and really reduced the amount of waste that was produced by that event. And she said her inspiration was her 4 children, who all of which I think at the time attended St. Mary's, and she wanted to, create the future for them that she hopes they will live. So, very inspiring.
Boscovich.
Yes, that's right.
Good for her.
Yes.
Shout out. Okay, there's a upcoming town council meeting on May the 5th at 7 p.m. at 110 East Main.
You got it.
Every couple of weeks, really, there's another town council meeting. And on the agenda...
First and third Tuesday of the month.
First and third Tuesday of the month. Everybody's welcome.
Yep.
There's usually maybe two or three,
law. Yeah.
2 or 3 dozen people that show up out of 4,000 people.
Yeah.
So come on down if you want to get involved and engaged.
Yes.
Because there's always something interesting going on.
Yep.
And the first item here now, again, is the annual budget, which we've talked about a little bit already. But if you want to go into just a little deeper on that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So, and I actually think all of the items that we're going to talk about here are actually on the May 19th meeting. So we have a pretty light May 5th meeting. And then May 19th, we have the budget, which is... The budget is arguably the biggest thing a town or city votes on every year. It guides everything. And it can be a little bit of a dry topic, but it's critically important. If the budget is, if you like having a police department, you care about the town budget. If you like, being able to get your permits processed, whatever. Yeah.
I mean, the roads that you like to drive on. Right. I mean, services that people take advantage of all the time.
All funded by our budget. So the town of Los Gatos has about a $65 million operating budget and a $25 million, what we call our CIP capital, our infrastructure budget, which is generally one-time costs. And the thing to be, to think about there, I always use those numbers because A, that's a lot of money. B, it's kind of not. When you compare that to, a medium-sized tech company in Silicon Valley, those companies have much larger budgets than the town of Los Gatos does. And so we only have 150 employees to deliver all of the services our 33,000 residents, know and expect. A couple things to note on the budget that I wanted to point out are, one, on the operating budget, it's largely status quo. So last year, which is actually good. Last year, we had to make some pretty significant cuts. We had a $3.7 million deficit last year. This year, due to some strong financial management and cost saving, we actually have a small surplus. So that's a huge pro for us. And so we're very grateful for that. Grateful to staff and the town council has obviously been working hard on this as well, and our finance commission. On the capital budget side, the infrastructure budget, the couple of recommendations I want to point out that I think are exciting and of interest to people is, one, we have funding in there for the design of a public restroom in downtown Los Gatos, which has been a long time coming.
Yeah, which got big applause at your State of the Town address.
As it should, which I appreciate, because a public restroom is not always sexy, but I think for our town, it's really, I think people recognize the need, especially as something like a farmer's market where you have, hundreds to thousands of people in this park
every week
and nowhere to go to the bathroom. Yeah. And people are drinking coffee. It's Sunday morning, right? People need to go to the bathroom. And so we are funding the design of this. Now, I'm actually interested in the possibility of us going beyond the design this year. And Saratoga did there's sort of 2 ways you can do a public restroom. One is you can do a traditional brick and mortar public restroom like you think of in most parks, right?
Sure.
The second way you can do it is a modular design where you contract a company that makes restrooms that are sort of standard, that are more plug and play, where you could have them drop a public restroom that's still, custom for Los Gatos.
Like a porta potty.
Right. Yeah. No, and is hooked up to plumbing, all of that.
Yeah.
But is a little bit more modular and therefore a little bit more cost effective.
Yeah, modular meaning prefabricated.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is what Saratoga did. And so Saratoga, I think last year, unveiled their public restroom. I think their public restroom cost a few $100,000, which is not, again, a few $100,000 sounds very expensive, but I think it was $250,000. That's not expensive for a public infrastructure project. Public infrastructure projects cost a lot of money, and unfortunately, it's just the way it is. We have to pay for. Things cost money, right?
Yeah.
And you have to pay for prevailing wage and town staff and all these things. So we're looking at how to do the public restroom is the long story short on that. But regardless, there is money, at least $100,000 being set aside in this budget year for the public restroom. We also have funding for our parks, for improving play equipment, for improving our roads. We have funding for improving Blossom Hill Road, where there was two traffic fatalities. So a lot of good one-time expenses and progress to be made in town. And so the capital budget is always, I think it's always very exciting for, someone like me to look at and say, oh my God, look at all these things we can do.
Yeah, that's great. Mm-hmm. On the operating budget, you said that there's a slight surplus this year, but I know in the past, and I just want to point this out, you're forecasting that years to come, that may not be the case.
Correct.
Fiscal responsibility is still kind of an important value.
Right. So you're right. That's exactly right. And so the surplus, we're not spending with the surplus. The surplus is, if nothing changes, most of it is going into our reserves, because we do forecast a long-term, and long-term being 1 to 2 years, plus 5 years, a long-term structural budget deficit, simply because our expenses are greater than our revenues.
Right.
And
expenses are going to continue going up regardless, and revenues may or may not be going up depending.
Correct. And next year in 2027, we will have our negotiations with our unions, which always, inevitably increases expenses. So, there's lots there.
Yeah. So stay tuned.
Yes, budget is a biggie.
I'm interested in this one, and we don't have to go, but this is the Pavement Condition Index, which nobody's ever heard of. This is the wonkiest government kind of thing, but at the same time, kind of interesting and fun. So there is the annual street repair and streets program that you guys are focused on at the council.
Yes. What people in Los Gatos should know about the Pavement Condition Index, what we call the PCI, is that ours is exceptionally good.
82 out of 100 is
82 out of 100, and 85 is basically as good as you would ever want to get anyway. Okay. And so I don't know of any cities above 85. I think the average in Santa Clara County was something like 73.
Yep.
And the average in the Bay Area is like
67.
Yeah. So which is
considered fair. 67 is considered fair.
Right. Still
73 is considered good. So 82 is obviously very high.
Right.
Which I think everybody should acknowledge. I mean, we know that.
Yeah.
You may not register it consciously, but if you think about it, the streets here are good.
You're right. And there's, I know politicians, some national politicians talk about pothole politics, right? Because if you have, it's sort of like a little bit of broken windows theory too, where if you have potholes in your community, people see your community as not being well run. The government can't take care of its infrastructure, therefore it can't take care of its people. And there's some legitimacy. Yeah, absolutely.
It's sort of blight.
Right. And so I think our town takes a lot of pride in the fact that we have really well-maintained good streets. And to this sort of pothole politics metaphor, the other thing, the reason I highlight this is when you have nice, and when you have well-maintained streets that are kept up to a very high standard, they're very inexpensive to continue to maintain. You don't, so when you need to go seal a road, you don't need to grade it. Right? You don't need to go through and fix all these potholes.
Right.
You just need to basically, put another layer on the top. And so it's good government at work, I think, in the fact that we use our capital funding to make sure our roads are in really good condition, which is good financial planning for the future, because we don't have these large expenses every time we need to, totally redo a road. We rarely need to totally redo a road.
I'm guessing also the people that live here are high demand when it comes to upkeep.
That's correct.
Right? Like if there's a pothole on their street, they're going to
absolutely. And again, we pay a lot in tax dollars. People should expect a lot of their government.
Yeah, well, just people here get stuff done.
Yes.
Okay, we had a donation of an AED, and an AED is a automated defibrillation.
Yep.
No.
Automatic electronic defibrillator. Yeah.
Yes,
so
thank you.
We will be.
I had to look that up. Use only the acronym here, and fortunately, so far, I don't need anything like that. But
good on you. Yeah. That's the hope.
Just quickly.
Very quickly, there's an organization called the Kyle J. Taylor Foundation. Yep. Kyle J. Taylor is actually a friend of mine, and who I went to Lee High School with, and his mom created a foundation. Kyle passed away when he was 18 from sudden cardiac arrest.
Oh my gosh.
And so his mom, Jennifer Sarmento, created a foundation called the Kyle J. Taylor Foundation that spreads awareness about sudden cardiac arrest and tries to prevent it in our schools and in our public. So they do two big things, they do many, many things, but two of the big things they do is heart screenings in our schools. So every student athlete at Los Gatos High School, Lee High School, a variety of schools in our community have to get their heart screened in order to participate in sports, which is great. The other thing they do is AED donations. And AEDs, if you have a heart attack, about half of all heart attacks can be, you can be saved with an AED.
Yeah.
And so the foundation has donated 2 AEDs to the town of Los Gatos so far. They were both put at 2 of our sports complex facilities, the Creekside Sports Complex and the at Blossom Hill Park near the baseball fields.
Okay.
This one would actually go into Town Park Plaza, right in the middle of downtown, and would be a publicly accessible AED where if someone dining out in downtown Los Gatos were to experience a heart attack, they could potentially be saved by this publicly accessible AED.
Yeah. Okay. So pay attention once that's installed to know where it is. That's a good idea. Okay, we're moving along here. We're 32 minutes in.
Perfect. We'll run through our events.
Yeah, exactly. Upcoming events, which is kind of, not my. I love the wonky stuff too, but this is maybe a little bit more applicable on a daily basis. Yeah, exactly. Gold Thursday is a Chamber of Commerce sponsored, ongoing every Thursday from. Well, starting whatever,
like 5 to 8 p.m. on Thursday evenings, the first Thursday of every month.
And there's performances, there's activities, there's and so
giveaways, yes, and I believe this Gold Thursday I think is the 8th, I want to say.
The 7th?
The 7th, thank
Thursday,
you.
May 7th, yeah. And it's complimentary cookies.
Complimentary cookies. So,
and I think it's Antoine's or Antoine?
Yes, Antoine's. Yes.
And where is Antoine's? I don't know
Antoine's is, there used to be, it's across the street from Icing on the Cake.
Across the... Oh, right.
Yes.
Right. There was a game place or something in there before.
Yes, and then a boba shop, and now it's Antoine's.
Okay, got it. Oh, good. Wow, brave to open up across the street from Icing on the Cake.
It is.
Okay, and then another one I'm super excited about. I wish I had little kids still, but Big Truck Day.
Big Truck Day.
I mean, what a great idea.
Big Truck Day is so fun. Big Truck Day happens every year. It happens at our Los Gatos Parent Nursery School.
Which is where? That's okay. I'll find it. You keep talking.
Yeah. But Big Truck Day is basically a bunch of our public servants come together at the Parent Nursery School, and which I think is at St. Mary's. I think it's in downtown Los Gatos.
Here it says 15 Linden Ave.
Yeah. So attached to St. Mary's School.
Yep.
And so fire trucks. police cars, dump trucks, bulldozers, all kinds of big trucks.
That's what I'm imagining. Which kids are super into.
My first word was truck. Yeah. I love this. Would have been right up my alley when I was a little kid. So
they have like videos where they just videotape earth movers moving around.
Yes,
and
stuff. So it's super fun for kids.
Grown-ups are fascinated.
I know. Yeah.
And that again is on May
this Saturday.
2nd. So this Saturday. Right up. Memorial Day ceremony is coming up, and that is on May 25th.
Yes,
Monday, May 25th.
On Memorial Day itself.
Yep.
And so this is an event. This actually, I believe this event hasn't happened in the past. And so our Veterans Memorial and Support Foundation, which is a Los Gatos based veterans organization, is putting this event on. You know, they are always are quick to point out, understandably, that Veterans Day is different than Memorial Day, right? Memorial Day, Veterans Day, the Veterans Organization has always spent a lot of time on Veterans Day and celebrating veterans. Memorial Day is those for service members who have passed. And so this event is going to be a really nice tribute to Memorial Day, and it's happening here in Los Gatos, and it's going to be sort of a regional event. And we'll have a retired 2-star general there giving the keynote. So, and I'll be speaking there as well.
Flame of Liberty Memorial, which is right out in front of what is now NUMU.
Yes, NUMU Town Hall. Yes,
right.
That's
okay,
the library.
Great. That's starting at 1 p.m. at the Civic Center, 110 East Main Street. Oh, Kent Hillhouse.
Yes,
right. Who was instrumental in helping to get that memorial built.
Correct.
Okay. Okay. There's an art sale. I'm excited to get to the next one, but I'm going to do this one first. There's an art sale. The Los Gatos History Club is hosting a showcase and sale on May 17th.
Yes. Yeah. And this is a really fun event. I've gotten little pottery pieces here in the past. I actually got, this is a little, funny little thing. For dishes when you're cooking, you need something to set your dirty spatula on. I got a nice little custom made thing there. They sell like matcha bowls, all kinds of fun art, and none of it is very expensive. So it's a very accessible thing, and it's great for local artists too.
And is that at the History Club? Yes,
at 123
Los Gatos Boulevard.
You got
May 17th, 11 to 4 p.m.
Yep.
Okay, next one I'm really excited about because I kind of been to something like this if it wasn't exactly this, but it is the Art Now Awards ceremony.
Yes, absolutely. So the Art Now Awards ceremony is a wonderful event. It's a ton of fun. So
I gotta say, I mean, this is the young people's art showcase.
Correct.
Right?
So something like 1,000 students submit art pieces to be in Art Now. I believe 80 are selected to be part of the exhibit. And so there are about 80 students who have their pieces on display in NUMU, which is a professional museum. It's a really cool experience for young artists where their families, their friends can go see, oh my gosh, my art is up in a gallery. People who don't know me are seeing and appreciating my art. It's a really cool thing. The art in Art Now is truly spectacular. You would, frankly, never know it's done by non-professional artists.
It's mind-blowing,
yes,
honestly. Some
are,
of these pieces are just like jaw-dropping.
Incredibly talented artists.
Yeah.
And so this is the award ceremony. And so NUMU will be awarding prizes to many of these young artists. They award the, first, second, third in a variety of categories, and there's a best in show. The best in show gets a large scholarship. Yeah. And so it's a really great event. I'll be giving a speech and helping hand out awards. So it's a great event. It's
and lots of art on display.
Lots of art on display. You can check it all out. No. It's a great chance to go through the museum.
It's on Saturday, May 2nd from 3 to 6 p.m.
Yep, this Saturday.
And again, at the Civic Center, 110 East Main Street. A lot going on there. Also excited about this. I think I'm going to go because there's been getting good reviews on the Devil Wears Prada 2.
Okay, yes.
This is the Los Gatos Thrives movie.
Los Gatos Thrives movie, yes.
Which going to a movie on Monday morning at 9:45 a.m. seems counterintuitive, but at the same time seems very indulgent to me.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Right? No, perfect for the Devil Wears Prada 2.
Exactly.
And all of the money is donated to the Thrives Foundation, or all the profits are donated to the Thrives Foundation. And I actually went last month And when they were playing Project Hail Mary, great movie. And the theater was nearly full.
That's awesome.
There were like 160 people in the Los Gatos Theater to participate in this. It's also a really fun way to meet people. It's by no means exclusive, but sort of geared towards older adults. And that's
probably why I want to go.
There you go.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited about it. A movie on a Monday morning.
But it's a ton of fun. Great way to meet people. There's a little reception before and after, so it's a ton of fun.
And you would think that because it's benefiting an organization or a charitable organization, that it would be like too expensive. But I think tickets are just $10 a piece. $10. Right, so it's not like they're gouging you to get money out of you. It's just a great event.
Yep.
Announcements. So for a few people, we talked about this before, the Shannon Road closure is between Deduca Way and Santa Rosa Drive. So I just want to say this is beyond Short Road. This is up in the twistier part of Shannon.
Yes, about halfway up the mountain part of Shannon Road.
And it's maybe about a mile of closure. Regardless, you're not getting through.
Correct. So
beginning April 22nd,
which is already happened.
Oh, that's right. It's April 29th. Yeah, that's right. So if you don't know about it already,
the road is
if you're thinking about going out to Hicks Road down Shannon or whatever, don't do it. Go around.
Yes, the road is going to be closed for about 6 months. The road fell out due to storm conditions and a poorly built road.
Yep. You're looking for people who would be recognized?
Yes.
Right?
So this is just an opportunity for people to nominate individuals to be recognized for, the little catchphrase I have in there is people that got caught doing good, who might not otherwise be recognized. So this is an opportunity to nominate people. I can prepare a certificate of recognition and show up at, your thing and celebrate you. Just yesterday I was at the terraces of Los Gatos and brought a certificate of recognition to recognize a woman who just yesterday turned 105 years old, which is amazing.
Yeah, really.
And I happen to know, some people reached out to me and let me know, but I love doing that. And I think it's very important for the mayor of a community to be recognizing all of the good that's happening. And so this is just an opportunity to make me aware of those sorts of things. And,
I think it's important.
Celebrate people.
My in-laws, my wife's parents were married 60 years. They got a letter from the Queen of Denmark.
Incredible.
They were showing it to everybody, right?
Yeah,
it's kind of a thing, but it was signed by the Queen.
That is so cool.
So cool. Right?
So cool.
It makes a difference.
Yeah.
I mean, people like to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
It feels good. Student opportunities we're on now.
Yes, and I don't know if we need to go through all of these, but maybe, So we talked about the Youth Town Hall.
We did.
The Youth Commission openings are coming up. Youth Commission is a great way for students to get involved.
Right.
And applications close soon, I think in the next week. So if you're interested in serving on a commission for the town of Los Gatos, and
the Youth Commission basically gets together, meets, talks about youth concerns or interests, and then reports back to the town council saying, this is what we think. This is what we think you should do.
Yes.
These are the things that we need.
Yes, absolutely.
And so they can have real influence on the town.
They do.
And the way the town treats and responds to youth.
Correct. Yes.
Right.
So it's a great opportunity.
It's cool to be a part of it. I've been a part of commissions in the past, and it's nice to be engaged that way.
Yes.
And I don't want to blow past the Youth Town Hall, but I just want to give a date here, Saturday, May 16th, again at West Valley College.
Correct.
Right? Okay. I think that's a great event, and I think everybody should get involved. So pay attention to that one. And then there's this Roots and Reset teen yoga and nature immersion at Vasona Park.
Yeah. So some students in our community are putting this on. Great way for students. I think it's ages like 13 to 17 or something.
13 to 17. Right. So mindfulness yoga, breath
free
work for managing stress, just being immersed in nature, like getting outside, which I think people are doing less and less. Mm-hmm. And just a great opportunity to connect with something that is a little less about STEM and art and science and math and right. And scores and money and all that.
For sure.
And then the social entrepreneurship fundraiser.
Yes, and this is for students are fundraising. I actually forget what the cause is, but students.
Excuse me. I'm sorry too. I don't. I don't know if I can speak.
That's all right. Yeah.
But then we'll move on because I know, and then I skipped as I skipped on to the next one. This Girls Scholarship, the Women in California Leadership Foundation, is now accepting applications for the 2026 Minerva Scholarship Program through May 31st of 26.
Correct.
And as I said to you before, I've got a young woman who's in college, and I sent this to her because they're saying that they're going to be giving $3,000 to $10,000 scholarships away.
Correct.
And so again, if you've got a young woman who's in college or on their way to college, no, I think they have to be in college already.
Yeah, I believe in college, at least 2.5 GPA.
Definitely something worth looking into if you want free money.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay. And then you're always looking for a pledge leader for
always looking for pledge leaders.
Council meetings twice a month.
Yep,
First and third Tuesdays of the month. And then you've got your community coffee.
Correct. Yes. Yeah. Community coffee.
And that is going to be, that's coming up again here soon on May 15th, 8 to 10:30. Everybody can register and get a chance to sit with Mayor Rob Moore and express your concerns or ask questions or just talk about motorcycles or whatever's happening on your list, right?
That's right.
The motorcycle reference, Rob and I share a love for motorcycles. So am I supposed to say that? Is that you're not afraid?
Not afraid.
Excellent. And then the last thing is that you are going to be at the Farmers Market on May 3rd, again, this weekend.
This Sunday. Yeah, this Sunday I'll be there tabling, chatting with neighbors.
What does tabling mean exactly? I saw that.
I have a table and it has a bunch of resources on it, all kinds of things. You know, I try to put out all of the things like this newsletter, you know, all of the things happening this summer, little pamphlets about how to, you know, I have bookmarks that I give away that have a free pass to our county parks. So all just kind of like little giveaways, little stickers and buttons for the kids. And then I sit and chat with people about whatever they want to talk about.
Okay. Once again, I'm just going to say, and I say this every time, but Mayor Moore is out in the community talking to people pretty much nonstop, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you want to know about the town, he's available. He is willing to come to your business. You spoke at Christie's and addressed my company or the company I work at. You are everywhere and all the time, and you are a wealth of information. You are a gifted communicator. And so there's no excuse for not knowing what's going on. Right?
Very generous. Very, very generous.
Very true.
Yeah. So we have a great community, and it's always fun to sit down with you and chat about all the things going on in town. Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. Again, you can sign up for the newsletter if you want to get it delivered to your email inbox. Just you can't not find Rob if you want to find him. This is Podcast Studio in downtown Los Gatos. If you have any interest in a recording studio for any reason, please contact me. And I think that's it. Thank you very much.
That's it. Thank you.
Have a great month. We'll see you next month. Thank you.
See you next time.
Okay. Bye-bye.